Hello everyone, today we'll start with the topic encapsulation. This is one of the last topic that we are left with in OOPS concepts to discuss. What is encapsulation? Names are very complicated, no? But the meanings are very easy. Encapsulation is the practice of wrapping data and methods into a single unit, which is typically a class. It also includes restricting access to certain components of object to protect data from being modified directly. What is the literal meaning of capsule? Capsule means you are putting few things together, wrapping it together and then giving it to the patient. Let's say capsule, somebody is sick. We want to give capsule to the patient. So capsule is made up of few medicine. We can't see that. It is restricted. It is hidden from us. But we know there is something inside it, right? Exactly same thing is encapsulation. Data and methods are wrapped together and we cannot modify it as a user. How we can do so? Before getting into it, we need to understand the meaning of access modifiers. These are three access modifiers we have. What is access modifiers? Access modifier means on which level we can access variables and methods. If it is public, then anywhere we can access it, from anywhere. Protected, then it can be accessible within the class and its subclasses. If it is private, then it can be accessed only within the class. This is important. If it is private, we can access it only within the class. We will be using the concept of private methods and variables in encapsulation. That's why we are discussing this concept here. Let's understand how to declare a variable as private and how to declare a method as private. First of all, as you can read in a statement here, if you are declaring any method or variable as private, you need to put two underscores in front of it. So let's see how we do that. I'm creating a class and name of the class is bank. And here I'll declare variable. Let's say it is balance. And balance is, let's say, 10,000. Now I'll make a method and method is amount, and in bracket self is coming as by default because this is the extra parameter. Here I'll write self dot and you can see balance, right? Let's print this. So I'll put it in a print statement. Now how to access it? Of course we need to create an object. We all know that. So I'll create an object here, obj bank and obj dot amount. Let's execute it and see what is the result. 10,000. I can see the value of balance. So I can access private variable, that is balance. But what about if I want to access it outside the class? First thing you must understand, guys, if you want to access any private variable, you have to use the class name to access it. So print, what is my class name? Bank dot, and then I can use underscore balance. This is how you access private variables. Now let's execute it. Of course I know it's going to give me error, but still let's see that. Look at this. So 10,000 is displayed because that is something I'm asking in this here, that please access the amount method. Let's backtrace. It's going to amount. Amount is printing the balance and balance is declared as 10,000. We all understand that. But what about this line here? This line is saying attribute error, type object bank has no attribute called balance. Because guys, it is a private variable, you cannot access it like this outside the class. This is the example of private variable. Now what about private method? Let's take an example for that also and then we'll combine both of them. Here define name of the method. Now let's say the method account self, and here I'll print one line. I'll say print this is private. Now I'll declare one more method, but that's going to be public method just to differentiate. Now define, let's say bank name, and here self, and then enter. Again print statement, print this is public. Again let's quickly call this. For that I'll write obj assign bank And now I'll write obj dot, and I can see bank name. Bank name was public method. That's why I got an option to see the bank name. But I never got option to see, let's say obj dot. There is no option of account because it's a private method. You cannot access private method like this. It's not accessible. Private methods can be accessed within the class definition only. Alright, by the definition we understand that private method can be accessed within the class definition. So till here it's a class definition. This method also comes under class definition. Why can't I call private method into this public method? Yes, I can. Let's try. Self dot. Now I got account. So within the class you can access private method, but outside the class you cannot. So I use this, and now let's execute it and see the result. Look, it's saying I accessed bank name, but bank name now is printing this is public. So I got this is public. It also execute this line self dot account, and what is account? This. So that's why it is printing this line too here. So indirectly you can access like this. Within the class you can give it in a method which is public, and you can access it outside. Now we understand what is private method and private variables. Let's club them together and see a practical example with the help of getters and setters. Whenever you hear the term encapsulation, you will always hear getters and setter method. Getter is to get a value, setter is to set an updated value. These are the methods, getters and setters. Let's see how we work on it. So I'll give you a very basic example here. So first of all, I'll create one constructor. So init, and here I'll pass one parameter balance, and here I'll write self dot underscore underscore balance. This is a private variable I'm declaring here. So balance, assign balance. Alright, we got it. After this, I'll declare a getter method. So I'll say define get underscore balance. This is a public method. I'm not using any underscore in front of it. This is a public method. Get balance self. Now I want it to return me self dot underscore underscore balance. We got it. Alright, so let's understand this first, and then we'll proceed further with the rest of the code. Here I'm saying balance is my parameter, and this should actually, whenever I call balance, this should return me this private variable balance, and I should get a balance here. Now here I'm saying whenever I ask for balance, get balance, I should get this private variable. It should not be changed. This is a private variable that I should get. Now after this, I will declare a setter method. So define set balance comma amount. I'll say self, again self dot underscore underscore balance, update it with the amount which is getting. So let's understand this now. Here we will get the balance. Here we will set the balance. So whatever amount I'll enter in this, that will become as a new balance. So then I can get the new balance. So balance is something which is private. Nobody can change it by themselves, but this is a private variable, and we will set it accordingly. Now see, we are wrapping methods with private variables. So let's make an object to access it. So obj bank, let's say this is the original balance 10,000. So what this is doing, this is giving me the original balance from here. So balance is 10,000. It is passing over here. This is the value given to my private variable. Done. Now I will write obj dot get balance. Okay, and let's print this just to see what will be the result. Let's print this. Execute it. Balance is $10,000. All right. Now I'm going to set the balance. So obj dot set balance, and I can give some amount here. Let's say 11,000. We added 1000 extra, so 11,000. And now I can print the same line to see what is the new balance. So this is the new balance. Okay, what we did here, we all understand that public variables, I mean the variables which are normally declared, we can change the values of those variables with the help of objects. But here, nowhere we are changing the value of the variable. We are just using the methods, and here we are passing the value. If you see here, you get the balance. Balance is parameter, but that balance is coming from the private variable. You said get balance, again your private variable, whatever balance you're passing here will come here. So that is your balance. Set balance, here you're saying, okay, whatever amount we will deposit, make it as your final balance. But nowhere you're changing directly the value of the balance. Yes, you are clubbing it, wrapping it in a method, but you cannot directly change the values. So here when I'm accessing the methods and passing values to the variables, but I'm not able to change the value. So getters and setters actually helps you indirectly, helps you to pass the values to the private variables. Guys, that's all about encapsulation. I hope you understood. As always, I recommend you to practice as much as possible. Then only you will get the confidence. I advise you to look for different examples and try to implement them. Alright guys, with that note, we completed our OOPS concepts, and now we will proceed towards file handling concepts. Thank you so much guys. I'll see you in the next video.